Hi, I'm Mike, and today we continue with the series, How to Become a Rancher, and ask the question, what kind of rancher do you want to be? It's coming up today on our Wyoming Life. So, you want to be a rancher. It's good to know. And according to me, who's not biased at all, you've made a pretty darn good choice. Although it's one that's not going to be easy. This is the second video in our series, How Do I Become a Rancher? Now this series started because of hundreds, if not thousands of emails that we received over the years asking me that very question. It's a hard question to answer, and it's one that I'm sure that I'll get wrong, according to many. But one of my goals as our Wyoming Life continues to not only show you the ranch life, to invite you along to explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary, but I also want to help you have it for yourself, if that's what you want. If you're happy to live through us, that's awesome. But I've met many people who aren't content just watching and want to live it. That's what I hope to be able to help you do. Please subscribe and come along for the ride. In the very first episode of this series, we took a look at what to expect as a rancher. From winter storms to the death of animals under your care to the great joys that you can receive watching a calf take its first breath and the freedom that you can feel, along with the stress. A ranch, by definition, is simply a farm where animals are bred and raised. That's it. Not too complicated. And by that definition, you can make a ranch out of dang near anything. And depending on the size and number of animals, a ranch can vary from a few acres to a few thousands. Ranches are all over the world. In Australia, a ranch is known as a station, and the name refers to what kind of animal they carry. So you'd have a cattle station or a sheep station. In most other parts of the world, you'll hear them referred to as just farms. But once you head into Mexico, the western United States, and western Canada, now that's ranch country. And it's not only cattle. Ranches are used to raise all kinds of livestock, from horses, sheep, elk, American bison, even alpaca, ostrich, and emu. There are dude ranches, where you can go and pretend for a week or so, and even working ranches offering ranch vacations, where you can actually head out and get some real work done. The ranch is part of the iconography of the Wild West. But like everything nowadays, the ranch is changing. When we first came here, cattle ruled the ranch. Now we not only deal with cattle, but also pigs, horses, chickens, ducks, geese, and we plan to add even more and diversify the livestock of the ranch. When you make a decision to get into ranching, you have to have a plan. Unless, of course, you just fall into it, in which case you might be working a little bit backwards, but we all know that can work out for you too. In the upcoming portions of this series, we'll be taking a look at all kinds of considerations when you decide you want a ranch, big or small, from financing to land choices. And I'm going to try to keep these videos in some kind of order. The way I look at it is this: you know what you're going to get into. Maybe you even took a summer to work on a neighbor's farm or ranch, and you loved it more than anything, and you want it for your family. By the way, that's something I really suggest that you do. If you're planning on heading down this road, get some experience ahead of time. Volunteer to help out. become a ranch hand for a while and realize that the work that you're doing, well, it's probably just the tip of the iceberg. If you can't stomach cleaning the chicken house, you might have a problem palpating a cow or pulling a calf. Just saying. Once you know that you want to be a rancher, you have to decide what kind of rancher you want to be. And be realistic with yourself. We're going to get more in depth into this in the future videos, but if you know that you're in an area where land prices are through the roof, you might have to settle for a small 10-acre farm for a while until you're able to expand. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and a lot of these bigger ranches, even in this area that you see out here, they've taken sometimes over 100 years to grow from a small 100-acre homestead. Your first stop, why not visit your local extension agent? They'll be able to give you some guidance on what kind of animals are being raised in your area already. But more importantly, they're going to be able to help you with some grazing information. Grazing land is a field covered with grass or some other type of fodder that's suitable for livestock to eat. You can call it pasture or commons or even grassland. And hopefully your future ranch will have some. If it doesn't, you may have to buy all the feed for all your animals year-round. But that'll cut into your bottom line very quick. So you're better off to think about having some sort of pasture. While you're at your extension office, you can get a good idea for a stocking rate of the land around your area. Stocking rate is a number of animals that you can have on a given amount of land for a certain amount of time. Look at it this way. Your lawn grows during the summer. If you had some sort of animal out there eating your lawn, they'd only be able to eat so much before they kill your grass. The grass can only grow so fast, and the animal has to eat so much. There has to be a middle ground. That's the stocking rate. And every place is going to have a different stocking rate. It can differ from even just a few miles. Stocking rate is expressed as animal units per acre, or AU, and one animal unit is 1,000 pounds of grazing animal. That starts to make figuring out what kind of ranch you want to have a little easier. You know where you want to ranch, and you know how much land you require for a 1,000-pound animal to graze. So let's say where you want a ranch, the extension agent told you that the stocking rate is 1 AU per acre. 1 acre will feed one 1,000-pound animal, like a small frame cow, maybe a horse. But you can also break that down even farther. A sheep that weighs only 200 pounds will eat 1/5 of that acre, meaning that you can support 5 sheep. Or maybe there's a goat that weighs 150 pounds. Now you can support him and 5 of his friends. But all this really depends on your stocking rate. And this is what makes the question, how do I become a rancher, a very hard question to answer. Because each and every state, country, sometimes back roads, they might have a different stocking rate. And you have to do your homework. So your ranch might be a cattle ranch, might be horses, sheep, or even pigs. But you have to do the background work to know what'll work where you're at, and you may have to be willing to compromise. Find a rancher. Talk less. Listen more. Always be willing to learn and get out there and work at different ranches. Not only to find out what you like, but also to learn different ways of doing the same thing. You're going to work your tail off. And if it's too much work to visit your local county extension agent or other ranchers and farmers in the area, or too much work to go down to the local feed store and put up a flyer saying that you're willing to work for free, just learn the ropes, you may have a long road ahead of you. Now, we may have lucked out, but for years, I spent every minute that I could learning everything I could. Even though I had this ranch to take care of, I went to other ranches in the area to learn from those that had been doing it a lot longer than I had. The ranching community is just like this one, tight-knit, and we look out for each other, and we're willing to help each other in tough times. I want to help you. I want you to succeed in your dream. And in the next installment of our series, How to Become a Rancher, we're going to start taking a look at how to find your ranch, or how to help your ranch find you. You know what you need. You know what you want to do. And now you have to start making it happen. I can't wait. Thanks for coming along. Please subscribe so that you don't miss a thing, because we have a lot more on the way for you, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Until next time, have a great week, and thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life. Hey piggies, how you doing? pigs.